Okay, welcome to class. Today I'm really excited to get going with WordPress and actually start putting the site together, or at least installing WordPress so that we're at a point where we can put the site together. While I think it is ideal to do 2 classes per week, you could definitely do it faster just depending on your comfort level. For example, if you want to do 3 classes a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, go back and review what you learned using the class outline. That would work great too. You get through this a little bit quicker, and I think you could learn it just as well, again, just depending on how comfortable you are with these things. If you're totally new to web building and stuff like that, you might want to just do 2 per week, and maybe even retake each of the classes, go through each of the classes a second time if you need to. There's a few concepts we need to take care of right up front, and the first one is web hosting, where a server, somebody's computer somewhere, is hosting your website. That it holds all the files for your website so that when somebody wants to see your website, they're pulled from that server, and that's what web hosting is. Set up hosting with somebody like HostMonster, who I like and use, and also another one is Bluehost, and we have links to both of those on the class page as well, and those links will get you their latest deal. Now, if you already have a host and a domain name, but you don't want to run WordPress in place of that website, that's okay too. You can run WordPress in a folder or a subdomain or something like that. That's not a problem at all. If you use the link on our website, it looks like right now at this moment the best deal they've got is $5.95 a month, which is going to be better than what Bluehost has, but you're welcome to use either one. If you use the links on our site, you get the best deal currently for those 2 hosts, and they're great. We've used them a lot. They work wonderfully. What you're going to do is click the sign up now button if you don't already have a host. If you already had a domain name, you're just going to go ahead and put your domain in here. So I'm going to do, if you decided that you want to do your domain registration in the same place as your hosting, then that's fine. You want to go ahead and enter that domain here, and they're going to tell you if it's available or not. You're going to have to find one. So I'm going to go ahead and click next here. What you're going to need to do, and yours probably won't show these red errors like this. My plugin tried to automatically log me in. That's why they're showing up. But you're just going to go ahead and fill out your information here. Just like anything else, you're going to sign up, you're going to put in your credit card information, or just like NetFirms, you can select PayPal and go along with that. Once again, if you need to, pause the video and get caught up. You're going to do next, and they're going to take you to another page. I think you have to finish up a little bit of stuff. You get an email confirming it's done and all that kind of stuff. It can take a little while, so if it doesn't come immediately, be patient. This is the slow part of the process. Once we get past this stuff, that's when things go a lot more quickly, and it depends on things like our web host. And the HostMonster is a great web host, so if you're going with them, it'll be pretty quick. So next I'm going to go ahead and log into the control panel here, and I have to stop my plugin again. And here you put in your registration information. Once you do that, then you're going to just go ahead and log in. It's pretty simple, straightforward. Now we get into the back end, and you may have an alert or 2 pop up like I just closed there. And there's a lot of stuff here. You can get, they give you a lot of stuff. We're not going to focus on that. Now that we're logged into our host, we're going to actually go ahead and start setting up WordPress. I'm going to come down through all these. Again, I like to collapse some of these. The helpful ones are really mail, because you can do some stuff as far as setting up custom email there, like yourname@yourdomain.com. Files one can be useful for uploading files and stuff if you want to do stuff with that. And the domains one if you have more than one domain. If you're not getting into any of that advanced stuff, you can just hide all those. They're always there for later. You might have noticed this is what makes HostMonster and Bluehost both so nice, they both use the same thing, you can just click on WordPress and it takes you to simple scripts specifically for WordPress. I'm going to scroll down on this page a little bit right here, and we want to go ahead and install a brand new version of WordPress. Now, as you can see right here, I'm going to install version 3.0, the release candidate 1. A release candidate is not stable. I don't recommend that you install those, but I want to show you guys what's in version 3 so that we're as current as we can be, and probably by the time you view these classes, version 3 will be the current version. Usually you just leave this at whatever it was set at. If there is a beta or a release candidate available, just go with the stable version. Then advanced options, I'm actually going to go ahead and change those and say I want my username to be my name, and then my password is going to be that. Once we got username and password in, we want it to automatically create a new database. The database is stored on your server, and that's where all the information for WordPress is stored. We need to agree to the license agreement, and we'll go ahead and complete this. And now it's going to install WordPress for us. The actual WordPress installation process, if you don't have something like Simple Scripts, can be a real pain. And that's why we're not covering it here, and we're recommending a web host like Bluehost or HostMonster, because it's so much easier when they have Simple Scripts set up. But there is another option if yours doesn't have Simple Scripts, so don't just quit this class in disgust if you don't have Simple Scripts. I'm going to show you another option in just a minute. So it says it's all set up. We can go back to the control panel, and I'm going to show you the other way to set up WordPress. You can do the same process we just did through the Simple Scripts login, but there's also something called Fantastico. Whether you have Fantastico or Fantastico Deluxe, just look for it in your host's control panel once you're logged in, and you just go ahead and click on Fantastico. Once we get into Fantastico, we scroll down and select WordPress because it's handy one. Fantastico that actually installs WordPress for you. It's going to give you some options for WordPress, very much like what we just saw in Simple Scripts. Just go ahead and fill those out with your own username, your own password, agree to the terms, allow it to create a new database, and go ahead and click install. You may have to wait a minute or two, but it'll get it installed for you and you'll be ready to go. Alright, so that's it. We're set up now. You can just type in your domain name and add WP for WordPress-admin on the end. So I'm going to put in my username and my new password, and I want it to remember me so I don't have to keep logging in. So I'm going to click login. This is the WordPress backend, and if you want to see your website, what it currently looks like, you can click here. I like to do right click and open in a new tab, so I just have it right here. Currently this is what our page looks like. This is just the default basic stuff. We're going to change it a lot before the end of the class, and you'll be able to do a lot more with your website and future stuff than what you see here, but this is just the default for now. Alright, and that's our class for the week. Thanks for participating. I hope it went well for you. I move kind of fast sometimes. I know there's a lot to cover. Just make sure you pause things as you go along. Just hit the pause button and catch up or whatever you need to do. We'll see you in our next class and get really into WordPress and start seeing how powerful it is and how cool and how easy it is to use once you really start to get past that initial learning curve. Have a good one.